Oh my god, this music is so loud. Holy smokes. Hey. Hey. How's everyone? How is everyone? Really quickly, I just wanted to take a look at something really quickly. Something fucking going on here. But, really quickly, I just need to fix something. Just just let me figure out something really quickly. Sorry. I realized I didn't actually set up the transition yet. Thank you for whoever mentioned the starting soon screen. Otherwise it might have stayed there for a while. Really quick, I just need a... I really want this stupid chat window thing to work. I think it's always the chat that always messes thing up for me. Ahoy, Trinky. Hey, Shira. Hey, Triple. Butter. Perpetual. Shota. Hello. Hope everyone is doing well. Let me preview. So yeah, just a quick recap of what happened last stream, the day before yesterday. We played for 4 hours, and then it turned out it was just the goddamn flippin' tutorial. So that was fun. That was fun. That was very fun. Let me just make sure things are working okay here. Yeah. Alright. I really want to make things look nice, but a lot of times it just doesn't work out the way I want it to. Oh, there we go. Aye. Although, it bothers me a little about those red spaces. I don't like those. Whatever. You know what? I'm just gonna... I'm gonna take my victory where I can. So... yeah, so it turns out that the 4 hours that I played was just a tutorial, which is kind of crazy. And now the real story starts now, I guess. So, for those of you who are just tuning in, yeah, at some point I do want to play Persona 5 on stream. The first and only Persona game I played, I don't even remember what the title was, but it was on a PSP. So, yeah, it was on a PSP, and it was, like, I don't know, it was 10 years ago, I'm not really sure. Let's see, I'm trying to think. So... Actually, hold on a second, let me just... There we go. So it didn't actually take 4 hours to learn how to play, but it was just, a lot of stuff happened. It might have been Persona 3, to be honest. Oh, god damn, I fucked with it, didn't I? Yeah, so, yeah, no, it was my fault, actually. I think the game was just teaching, like, mechanics in a very sort of spoon-fed, very organic way, which I really appreciated. It was very, interesting to see that. Yeah, anyway, so let me get over the basics of this game really quickly. Let me go to... I really need to figure out how to turn off the mouse. You know, OBS. So, the story, and this is from Nova Crystallis. The story follows an ensemble cast. Oh my god, this music. Y'all gotta calm down there. An ensemble cast ranging from an office worker to a senior detective to a high schooler as they investigate a series of mysterious supernatural events based on urban legends within their town that are said to culminate in a mysterious ritual known as the Rite of Resurrection. So there's mentions about the Nana Fushigi, which is the 7 mysteries. It's a very common thing in Japan. Like every school had one, I don't know about every town, but I knew that every school pretty much had one. So let's get into it, if only to just stop the music. It's a lot. One more step, because I'm kind of OCD in that way, and I kind of need to figure out how to... Okay, did I do it? I don't know if I did it. We'll see. Okay. All right. Okay. So now I'm gonna start game. So yeah, it turns out this is a game with branching storylines, which I did not know. Yeah. I mean, you think this was my first time playing visual novels, which is not the case. I think probably my favorite visual novel is probably Higurashi. Yeah, probably Higurashi. Sin, you should definitely give one of the Persona games a shot. I think one just came out really recently, or at least that's what Steam would have me believe. It keeps trying to get me to buy it, and I'm like, I'm broke. Okay, I'm too poor. Please, no. Anyways, yeah. So we met Shogo Okie, who was the protagonist for the quote prologue storyline, and he meets this girl called Yoko, and a lot of shit happens. She dies in the first storyline that we went through, and then you go through the 7 the 7 mysteries storylines to try to resurrect her, I guess. A lot happened, okay? I'm really sorry, but if you didn't make it to the first playthrough, you might have to go back and watch the VOD for it at some point. I'm really sorry. Yeah, Higurashi no Naku Koro ni, which it was really good, and yeah, that was really good. Okay, so these are the 3. Ooh, what is happening? What? Huh? So oh yeah, that's right. I want to play on a controller. That's all right. Playing on a controller is much better. Also, I just wanted to let everyone know there is a lot of reading involved, and there are no voice actors for this game. So it's mostly done by yours truly. Please be gentle with me. Alright, so, and then after I finished the Shogo Okie arc, the narrator so kindly told me that I had 3 more. These 3 were the actual protagonists. Harue Shikima, who was a housewife that I had to kill, and the second one is Tetsuo Tsutsumi, who's a senior detective with the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, and the third one is Yako Sakazaki, who is a high school student that I also had to kill. So let's go through it. Let's start, shall we? All right, so, and she had a very tragic backstory. So if you will allow me to read it. When the son of Harue Shikima was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. 1 year later, Harue has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange appears. Yes, I was able to resurrect Yoko, but at the cost of Shogo's life, I believe. I don't actually know. This game is a little confusing. Well, that's one way to start it, I suppose. Kill them. Kill them. The flame bearers. Kill them all. I'm just gonna come out and say that's a very unfortunate curse stone title there. You have acquired the power of the curse stone, the Haunting Clappers. You can use it to kill those with fire or a fire-starting device on their person. Press the Use Curse button to set your target alight. So that is the condition for Haruhi to use her curse stone, is if they've got some kind of fire-starting device like a lighter or anything like that, you can set them ablaze. Which, thankfully this is happening in Tokyo, because as far as I know, like, what is it, like 86% or like 80 or 70, I'm just grabbing a number right out of my ass, but like a large majority of men smoke. Oh, ooh, I think I read this already. Yeah, I've already read that, so I'm not gonna read. But what is it asking me to? What update? What? I don't think anything updated though. Okay, all right. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now, kill. Kikoeru ka? Noroi... Noro... something... Yo, curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Whew, that was... Good lord. I suppose that's one way to start the game. So how do it... So if you guys recall, at 12 a.m. is when the curse bearers get their curse stones, or when their ability awakens. Back with me, ma'am? Can't say I understand what just happened. But it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. Oh, yeah. I don't know if vaping has really gotten into popularity in Japan. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. Oh, this poor lady. Sweet dreams. Housewife. Haruhi Shigima. Noroi. Noroi ne? Noroi ne shi. Yeah, right. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Shira. Okay, so in the previous playthrough, we didn't really get to see a whole lot of her bio. So here's what it says here. Haruhi is a housewife who resides in a manor near Shumoku Bridge. Now, by manor, they mean like an apartment. That's what they call them, like a really nice one, like a nice one. Yeah. Her 11-year-old son Shuichi was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. The death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case. A mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police, leaving no room for negotiation. The incident was covered up, and Shuichi's killer remains at large, leading the aggrieved Haruhi to call on the services of private investigator Richter Kai, that's a hell of a name, to uncover the truth. The Shigima family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigima line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. Haruhi's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigima clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Haruhi's wedding grew cold. Though she wants for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Harue a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incident. Following the incident, Harue spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks at her husband, which only further soured their relationship. A few months ago, Harue's husband was transferred to another area for work and now rarely returns home, with Harue left to live in the large, empty mansion alone. Oh, okay, so actually no. Remember earlier I said manor refers to like an apartment? No, she actually lives in a mansion. Sorry, that was my fault. Yeah, no, I thought that was a mistranslation on my part. No, she actually lives in a big house. As a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time comes in to take care of all the housework, Harue has nothing but time on her hands. So she is, I think, someone who is to be pitied. All right. No. Not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. So now I'm playing the story under Harue's point of view. Think. My heart's still racing. This is it. My chance. At long last. Oh, okay. Alright, I just needed a flower. Okay. Flower arrangement. An arrangement of flowers. We bring in someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called. He doesn't look like a Richter. Hold on a second. I need to move my chat window over a bit. Sorry. Oof. There we go. All right. Boo, 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 boo. Ooh, now I gotta click back onto that. Okay. Hanging scroll. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it. It's been hanging here since before I was born. That is a very old stereo system. A stereo unit with separated speakers designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. Yeah, they do call apartments as mansion. So that's why I was like, oh, wait. But no, actually, she does live in a, yeah. Ooh, what's this? Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or other. He put it up just before, well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. Oh, is that necessary? I knew it. It's Head Hencho from way back in set number 1. This is a real collector's item. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of the mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. Oh, okay. I see it now. Yeah, he's wearing the oh, shit. Okay. He's wearing the the school uniform, the what is it called again? Something called ga. Yeah, whatever. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. This guy needs to get his priorities straight. The best thing is, nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough they'd won everybody's heart. The story goes that they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. So, kind of like the sticker version of Banksy? Is that what it is? No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. To think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign. I'm sure of it. Really? There's some crazy leaps of logic here. Oh, well, that's not nice. This guy's so weird. Mockingbird number 1 discovered. Open updates. Really? Oh, geez. All right. Remember I said there was a lot of talking involved? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, you know what, Kat? You got to move your feet, okay? If you want to sit on the desk, I need a place to put my elbow. I'm sorry. All right. These popular bird mascot stickers seem to pop up everywhere. Nobody knows who the legendary artist is behind these quirky birds, but they quickly became popular for their surreal yet oddly cute designs. Be in the right place at the right time in Honjo, and you might just be able to find all 20 of them scattered around. Legend has it, collecting them all will bring good luck. Mockingbird, but it's a chicken. That's a fair point. All right. Oh, God, I hope it's not a why is it? Oh, didn't I just do that? Okay. She's got a color television. Father bought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest models, there is no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Actually, yeah, that's a good point, Trinky. I just realized it. That sticker here. Hold on a second. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marveled at it as a family. But with Father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. Yeah, that's a good point. So these just, I was under the impression that her son found one and then just put it there, but on the wall, because kids do that. They'll put random shit on the wall. And they'll draw on the wall with crayons, and then you're just like, oh, I'm never getting my security deposit back. But, yeah, like, it said that you just randomly find these stickers around town. So, wait, did the kid, like, put it there? She implied that the kid put it there. But then also, like, maybe not. I don't know. Are we overthinking this? We're definitely overthinking this. Okay, all right. Oh, fax machine. Wait, what the? How archaic? Wait, what? This seems very anachronistic because they've got a color television, but this. But the fax machine wasn't really a thing until like what, the 90s? But then they have a rotary phone. I'm so confused. Where is the consistency here? A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. Hey Chase, thank you for coming by. Just for Patreon people, I will be uploading these to my Patreon so you can rewatch it without having to deal with ads or anything like that. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. I rarely find a use for it. Have fax machines been around forever? I thought they were only like a 90s invention thing. Rotary phone. The telephone. This mansion has a private line. Oh, God, I'm so confused. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of a chat when you finally started spacing out. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you just won the lottery. Care to tell me what that was all about? Well, where to start? Yeah, you know, like, I agree with the Japan and, like, a fondness for old technology. Have you guys seen, like, the Japanese websites? They all look really outdated. Interesting. Very interesting. So, the haunting clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. 1964 by the Xerox company. Yo, that's some crazy shit right there. I thought the fax machine was fairly new. That's crazy. You learn something new. Every day. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's right. So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to now. Whoa. I saw that curse stone appear in your hand myself. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it had even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was etched onto my soul, along with the curse echoes, resentful memories. So I can feel it, what it was like. Dying like they did hundreds of years ago. Hey, Felina, thanks for dropping by. Wreathed in flame, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. All the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. Yeah, that's probably how I'd respond too. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. So, yeah, no, this lady lost her mind. She has lost her mind. And honestly, I don't know if I can really blame her that much. She's had quite a bit of trauma. Her marriage has fallen apart. Her kid is dead. This guy's really hot. Oh, Moist Critical. They're so out of touch, they probably don't know what No, they still use a fax machine. I'm not surprised, yeah. No worries, Rich. Yeah, it will be available VOD, so don't worry about missing anything. Chad, can we fix her? Well, we'll see. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. Oh my god, I can't believe you're going home now, Rich. Oh, I'm so sorry. The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Good grief. Talk about a spanner in the works. And by spanner, he means like a wrench. Just in case there were people who didn't know what a spanner meant. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. Oh, is this like a recap? Think. This is it, my chance, at long last. That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigema. Oh yes, I remember. They never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here about today, in fact. Kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I mean, it's midnight. That's late. I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come up with a grand total of... bupkis. 1 lead. Hey! That's something. So you said... As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember. You were just about to tell me. Cool. Alright, the Shikima kidnapping. A kidnapping and murder case that took place in Honjo, Sumida about 1 year ago. Haruo Shigima's son, Shuichi, age 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school, with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light that the Shigema family was closely tied to the police, and Shuichi was in fact the grandson of a senior official, it was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. What kind of floppy disk are we talking about, Shira? Are we talking about the 3-inch one, or are we talking about the one that's like 10 inches? That's a square, like a 10-inch square, and holds like 500 kilobytes of data. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police, and a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to track phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit, losing the public's confidence. The culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. After 3 days of failure after failure, Haruo reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible. But her husband and father, who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Another week passed, and Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up with stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case is long gone cold. So that's actually interesting. Does anyone know? In a case, if this were to happen today in America, no less, because you know I'm American, and there is this kind of situation arises now, don't they just pay the ransom? Yeah, they pay the ransom, don't they? They don't like do what what happened here, right? Does anyone know? Yeah, there are still payphones in Taiwan. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use it, except for once. I've seen one person use it in the, years that I've been here. All right, we're rich. Have a safe journey. But yeah, does anyone know? Sorry. They'd use the starfish navigation system? What does that mean? Yeah, they pay the ransom, right? Is there an international treaty to not pay terrorists? That's interesting. Yeah, because obviously you'd want to protect the person first, but I mean, you do hear horror stories of paying the ransom and then the person is found, not alive afterwards. Oh, poor kid. Shuichi Shikima, the only son of Haruo Shikima. He was kidnapped and murdered 1 year ago. His body was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi was a conscientious, brave young boy who was determined to protect his mother, Haruo, amid his father's frequent absences. He dreamed of becoming a police officer and displayed diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in the extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, so I'm assuming, since he was 10 and it happened last year, so I think we can finally pin this down as this story taking place in the 80s, early 80s. Yeah. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano, learning the abacus. That is an old-timey calculator for all of you folks who don't know what an abacus is. Taking English lessons and training in kendo. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them all to go out on a hunt for mockingbird stickers. Whew, this is really sad. All right. We still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found and then we can make a decision? I've been waiting for you to tell me what you found for a while now. All right. Oh, are you getting... Okay. About the kidnapping. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. Jesus Christ, lady. Talk about an understatement. It's called the Chinese calculator? Oh, Lord, that seems a little culturally insensitive. Was it invented in China? Or was the abacus invented in China? Was it really? Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. The police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see here, Northern Oyoko River here in Smida City. That's quite a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from. But it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi was being held captive, since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. I mean, yeah, obviously? Yeah. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house, it's likely that he was abducted by car on his route home. Maybe, but... Exactly. Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, even before all this, like, if you look into the very, very tragic story of, like, crimes against children, very often, I don't know what the actual percentage is, but very often the crimes are perpetrated by people who actually know the child in question. You know, I know they say like stranger danger, but it turns out actually it is not stranger danger. It should be next door neighbor danger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue is there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. Yes, my ears do move. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. Yeah, that is also true for adults too. Yeah. So did they target him at some other time or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the killer pull it off? Abacus invented 1100 BC, Swan Pan. Okay. Alright, so it is from China. The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must have just gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? What does that mean? Why not turn the problem on its... What does that mean? Excuse me, sir! You're... Okay, so what is... The kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get into their car. But how? The only thing that makes sense to me is if they were somebody that he would have a reason to trust. Oh. Housekeeper. The housekeeper did it. The housekeeper did it. A teacher, perhaps. Or a relative. Or somebody else that he knew. But all of the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. Oh. Maybe not the housekeeper then. The police checked them all thoroughly. They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. But what if it wasn't someone he knew? Or rather, what if the culprit disguised himself as a police officer? What? Yo, that's crazy. Dun dun dun! That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigima family had close ties with the police after all. He would have had a reason to trust them. You might be right. But surely, that couldn't have... Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised how much police officers stand out. Sumerians had a version for the base 60 system. Oh, wow, that's crazy. What if the culprit never listened to Limp Bizkit? What? What kind of feelings, Shira? What kind of feelings is Haruhi invoking within you? That's sort of the problem, after all. They're meant to be a visible deterrent against crime. I just wish he would just talk. I'm not a big fan of just... Oh, okay, a private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They said he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does. When I first visited his office in Ota City, and saw how he was dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. I mean, yeah, dude kind of looks like, a host. A host on cosplay day. But after talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like the reliable sort. Okay. The eccentric man that Shogo Oki ran into Ho-Onji Bridge. Richter is actually a private investigator with the office in Ota City, Tokyo. After taking on a request from Haruhi Shikima to investigate the unsolved kidnapping and murder of her son, he gets caught up in the events surrounding the rite of resurrection. Once a police officer, Richter was racked with guilt over the police's inability to help all those in need, and quit the force to start his own private investigation firm. However, his soft-hearted nature leads him to take on too many cases, and has put his office in dire financial straits. How he is still in business is a mystery, with some whispering that a wealthy patron is keeping him afloat. Yeah, gigolo. He's got a sugar mama tucked away somewhere. Richter studied alongside Detective Jun Erio at the police academy. Do you guys recall who Jun Erio is? Jun Erio is the junior detective from the first playthrough who was with Tsutsumi detective, the older gentleman. Yeah, this dude. Remember this dude? Yeah. So these guys are kind of like buddies, I guess. Somewhat surprisingly, given his outlandish clothing and mannerisms, Richter excels at covert investigation. What about this guy is covert? He's got curly hair and wearing a fedora. Okay, and tailing his targets. He proudly refers to himself as an investigator extraordinaire, though that only ever succeeds at impressing himself. Richter's biggest source of happiness is nuzzling his pet female albino parakeet, Ernestine. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty cute name to give to a parakeet. Which he keeps in his office. He also enjoys collecting mockingbird stickers, a popular line of merchandise featuring birds inexplicably dressed like delinquents, and can be frequently sighted searching around town for them. While out and about, Richter typically leaves the office, and more importantly, Ernestine, in the care of Amamori, a junior high schooler who volunteered to assist Richter after being involved in a previous case. Wait, is the current character not kind of... I mean, she is paying him for his services, but not like in a sus way. Yeah, he's That's okay, Sin. Thank you for stopping by. I've got chat from here. Don't worry. Get some sleep. We'll talk tomorrow. Yeah, Shinji and Gendo. But yeah, oh, you know what? This kind of reminds me, him leaving like a Amamori, a junior high schooler. This kind of gives me like, what is it? Psycho mob psycho mob. What is that show's name again? Mob Psycho 100, right? That's what it's called, right? I'm totally blanking right now. Yeah. Okay, anyways. All right. There's more files? What the fuck? Okay. Oh, okay. Richter Kai's private investigation firm in Kamata, Ota City. Originally, Kai thought to give it a simple name like Kai's detective agency. But upon hearing that people are more likely to pick names listed at the front of the phone booth alphabetically, he decided to pick a name starting with an A. Thus, the Azure Heron Agency was established. However, it is questionable whether the heron, a bird of somewhat ominous significance, is an effective symbol for attracting customers. Even his own assistant has referred to the name as Mob Psycho. That's it, right? Mob Psycho 100. That's it. Even his own assistant, as confusing as best. After all, rather than an azure heron, Richter keeps a white parrot as a pet and dresses not in blue, but mostly in white. If there was a symbolic connection to be made here, it has surely been lost on all but Richter himself. A private investigator, also known as a private eye, is a detective who operates their own agency. God, am I just like reading Wikipedia articles at this point? Although there are no formal qualifications necessary to become a private investigator. That must be a Japanese thing, because I think in America you actually do need to like have qualifications. I think you like need to get tested to get like a paper that says you're qualified to be a private investigator, right? Although, yeah, many are retired police officers or detectives due to the similarities between the work involved. At a glance, private investigation firms and inquiry offices might look similar, but they carry out different types of investigations. Inquiry offices specialize in conducting credit checks on businesses, while private investigators are generally involved in tailing persons of interest and gaining information surreptitiously. Ooh, this is a lot of reading. My throat is... Wikipedia sleep aid. Okay. Why don't I tell you what I've... And then, alright. Oh, God. Oh, but here's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, no one pictures women or children. He has a point. He has a point. Question mark? Okay, why? Okay, interesting. Japan didn't have any requirement for a private investigator in 2006. Interesting. Thank you, Shira. Even children who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. The fingerless gloves, yeah, I know. That's right. Wait. Surely you can't mean... Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? Dun dun dun! If someone like that said they were lost and asked him for directions, would he have gotten into a car? I mean, this is the 80s, so you kind of have to look it through that lens, but I think even in the 80s, though, like, a car, I don't know. He might have. Ooh, we got a little, booty-doo musical little thing there. My husband always told him that a man has a duty to watch out for women and children. No, Mika. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays. But if Shuichi believed it, then we might have something here. Then you think the culprit was a young woman? But it was a man's voice on the phone. Oh, that's fair. I mean, it could have been an accomplice, right? I mean, probably more than one person committed the crime. She might have been she might have been an accomplice, or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. Okay. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. Or she's just guilty? She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. I mean, I know he's a private investigator, but this guy is taking a lot of leaps here. The Rite of Resurrection, huh? I read about that in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently some old book showed up recently with all the gory details. And they say that the rite can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope, for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered. What if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, man. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the right. ... Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. ... But, and this is a big but, if this right is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. No. That's a shame. A shame, huh? That's all. I thought, if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in handy. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? Well, clearly she doesn't. I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. That's so, is it? Dear, oh dear. What have I got myself into? It's an interesting dilemma when you think about it, really. If you could bring back your own child, what wouldn't you do? I don't think there's an easy way to say yes or no to that. Muzak Jackson. I was wondering when someone was going to make that reference. Oh, okay. Alright. So she starts at that. Oh, God. You know, we still need to figure out... Tell you what. Why don't I tell you what you found? Okay, well, you've already told us, so I don't... So the question is, did anybody see Shuichi speaking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? How long did it take them to write this game? There is a lot of, there's a lot here. See, what I said about people's biases, that goes for witnesses too. Is he hiding like a magical eye behind? I don't know. And I figured that maybe if I started asking new questions, I might get some new answers. So I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route, seeing if anyone had seen something. And one man thought he had. Ooh, interesting. Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me, so we asked if we could talk in private. Interesting. Several hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around. We can speak in confidence. And of course, we never get to see the man's face. Excuse me, what was your name again? Oh, we do, actually. Oh my god, this is such an 80s hairstyle. Actually, like 70s too. Jonoichi. Jonoichi. That's an interesting name. Jonoichi. Got it. Well, what am I saying? I've got a guy named here Richter Kai, for fuck's sake. Got it. Well, Jonoichi, I'm all ears. What am I munching on? Do you guys have flavor shots in America? Has this made it, or is this an American thing? Because I've only ever seen it in Taiwan. Basically, it's little mini pieces of Doritos. All right. Good luck with your nap roulette, Trinky. Thank you for stopping by. All right. Just so we're on the same page. Whoa, his eyes got really fierce. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigima's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? I mean, that's a dangerous question to ask. How should I know what a private detective looks like? Well, definitely doesn't look like that, probably. Oh, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who is trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shiraishi. Oh, god damn. Get out of here, Apple software update bullshit nonsense. Interesting. A schoolgirl, eh? This guy's getting threatened by a schoolgirl. It's crazy. Sounds like you've been naughty. It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Michio Shiraishi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigima. Wow, say that fast 10 times. Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. I know, massive belt buckle. She murdered him. I'm sure of it. Or at least, she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see... If you can't explain that, I don't have any reason to believe you. He has a point. I couldn't. She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life? So you've been sitting on that all this time, and you think she's coming for you now that you've spilled the beans? Yes, that's it. Exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get to me. Or don't let her get me. Arrest her. I'm telling you, she's a demon. Ooh. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying, but it just doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Yeah, I could use that belt buckle. That thing is huge. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. Look at the way his mouth looks. Look at his mouth. Oh my god. All right. It's true. Her house, it's... Oh, forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough. I'll find someone else to help me. Hey! That's hilarious. The schoolgirl is the dude from, Ladybeard. Ladybeard! The schoolgirl's Ladybeard. Hey, Cabby, take your time. No worries, we're all good here. Do you guys know who Ladybeard is, by the way? Ladybeard? Anyone knows? Y'all should Google it if you don't know. And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk. But I'm starting to see that there might have been more to it. Then, if we can just find that girl... I mean, with her connections with the police and whatnot, and she's got a name, oh, you know, you probably don't even need the curse stone lady. You probably just get that girl hauled in for questioning. Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping... Hi, Ara. Going well, going well. Blackbeard's wife? No! Then there's a good chance she knows something. Oh. I love that I've introduced you guys to Ladybeard. It's amazing. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name is Kohei Jonouchi. Jonouchi. Ah, so Jonouchi is his surname. He's a teacher at Komagata High School here in Sumida. Oh, Komagata High School. Okay, that's where the girl was. Yeah. A teacher. Then this schoolgirl is one of his students. Oh, sorry. Is one of his students? I think that's very likely. Ooh, the way her face just look at her eyes. Yeah, no, she's plotting something for sure. Well, I feel like we learned that was a very like informative, you know. Okay. All right. At last, we've got a lead. Hopefully, it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be party to murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. He's pretty, he's very, he's got a moral compass. I like that. Did I tell you to Google Ladybeard before Triple? Ooh, I don't think he's the kind of guy who would do that. That's a shame. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with their own name, with their own hands. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands. Maybe I can help you out. I mean, if she got a contract killer, would you still help her? What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they'd filled it with soul dregs? If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later. Well, then, I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? I mean, it's basically the same thing, right? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. My. No, don't be scared about Googling Ladybeard. He's an institution. I mean, okay. About my curse. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The haunting clappers. Ugh, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here, I think. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. I mean, just go after anyone who's still out, right? Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. Oh, is he the one who left the lighter there? No, he can't be. Because he said that if she used her curse stone, then their contract would be void. Interesting. Hello, Queen. Haunting clappers. Yeah, that does it. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Honcho class kaiju. The curses make their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. Look, it's fine, Ladybeard. I mean, it's a guy who's wearing a maid outfit and he has his hair in pigtails and he's in a muscle idol group with that one lady who's very very lovely, very muscle mama type. Just a bunch of ghosts with jazz hands and clapping behind you. That is an image. I'm not gonna lie. Wow. And if I remember correctly, your haunting clappers, fucking god damn it, can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person. Is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. It seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? Not really. I kind of think the original one, the Wailing Caverns. Oh wait, no, that's a WoW reference. The first one, the first curse stone, the Whining Canals, something. I thought that was better. The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. I can't take down Declare seriously. Naked flame. Ooh, Ladybeard cosplay Bowsette. Oh, I need to check that out. Could you post that in Discord in like general or something? That's amazing. Okay. It's big that it works on lighters too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. And say that conditions were already fulfilled before they even know you're there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. Wait, hold on a second. I thought you were against her using, like, killing people. Her using her curse stone will kill people, so why are you making these suggestions? Maybe I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell someone I could, and they'd have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse, then back out at the last second. Excuse me. At the last second. Coffee. Ah, thank you. What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right now. I have a lighter right here. We can try it now. That's an interesting proposition. Is she gonna use it on him? No. But maybe not. I'm not quite crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. I mean, to be fair, I think the Alien Ant Farm cover of Smooth Criminal was how a lot of people first heard the song. I think even though that cover itself is also quite old. Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying, and I don't think it's just the curse. You flatter. I think I've just spent an hour just talking to this guy. As for what we should do, as for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of your normal routine. Right then. Have you decided what you want me working on? Investigate the kidnapping. Finally, I have a lead. I need to know what happened to my son. Your wish is my command, ma'am. I'll focus all my efforts on looking into the kidnapping. I mean, I'm not trying to call anyone out on their age about the Alien Ant Farm thing. You know, That's a lot of unless Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal is your first meeting DAI with the song, then it just means you're someone with taste. I think the original Michael Jackson songs are the best, obviously, but Alien Ant Farm also did a very good cover as well, giving it a rock kind of vibe to it. Also, the music video for a Smooth Criminal is a lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen it, it's really long. it's pretty much a movie. It's like 10 minutes long, but I highly recommend it. Yeah, I don't think anyone knows what an alien ant farm is. Although I think I want to hazard a guess that it refers to like us humans. We are the alien ant farm because the aliens are farming us. Maybe, I don't know if you want to get into the tin foil hat kind of conspiracy theories. Although something just occurred to me. You can't invest. You can't investigate the murder. Sorry, I had a burp. You can't investigate the matter at night, can you? My cousin is too young to know who Michael Jackson is. It's fine, it's fine. It's only understandable. At least until the sun rises. Could you search for the other curse bearers? All right, I see how it is. Well, I'd be happy to help. Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working at night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So, it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up and I can start asking questions, I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. Are you gonna sleep at all, sir? When do you sleep? I'll even try and find Miss Shidaishi as part of the bargain. Thank you. That's more than enough. Does this guy ever sleep? Is he the alien? Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. That belt buckle really draws your eye, doesn't it? To a certain part of his anatomy. I'll call you if I find anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. All right. Crime doesn't sleep. Neither does he. How are there people who don't know who Eminem is? That's crazy. He just came out with a new single, right? Houdini? Fucking slapped, by the way. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. I can't believe I just said that. Fucking slaps. Wow. I've been listening to way too much Moist Critical. Oh, Charlie. Don't go out. Don't go outside if you can help it. And try to be ready for anything. Oh, Joseph. What the fuck kind of dad joke is that? He lives on oh, fuck. God damn it. I hate that I read that. I hate that that's in my head now. Oh my god. Well, if that's all, I should be going. All right. A nice thought. Summary of previous events. Despite having obtained the curse of the haunting clappers, Harue Shigima is determined to use the rite of resurrection by stealing the remaining curse stones. She instructs her private investigator, Richter, to find the other curse bearers. "1 a.m. I'm trying to remember, in the previous playthrough, what time did she meet Shogo Okie again? Shigima Mansion Reception Room. So I'm assuming Richter left. Okay, it's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. So, nothing happened. That's it, right? So all I can do is wait. And wait. That old hanging scroll. I've seen it too often to feel anything from it now. The flowers put me at ease, just a little. Should I put a record on? Girl, put your record on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead, let your head down. I don't sing. Okay, no, it's too late for that. I'm not in the mood for music anyway. Oh god, and I also don't want to get copyright struck too for singing that. Okay, rotary phone. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. It's a fax machine. I rarely find a use for it. I don't know anybody else who owns one. Ooh, newspaper. What's this? A newspaper? It must have fallen off the chair. Read it. Oh, more reading. It's a newspaper. I only leave it in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Oh, God. Oh, God. This is... I need some water. Okay. Okay. Look at society articles. Looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. Oh, excuse me. Oh boy, I'm allergic to Doritos. Guest table. Come to think of it, I've never offered him any tea. Oh my god, and you call yourself a housewife? Not that I ever learned to make it. How dare you? You should offer your guests some tea and senbei or something. Okay, newspaper. Let's look at the... Oh, wait. If there is one... There's so much reading. If there's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. Oh, okay. So that is the police officer that the two detectives are mentioning in the previous playthrough when Shogo finds him in the park. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Not since last year. It brings back bad memories. The thing is, I kind of feel like this game rewards you for looking at everything. So I don't want this game to low-key shame me for not checking everything. Suicide at local high school? This must be what that girl from yesterday's playthrough, or day before yesterday's playthrough was talking about. The one that he met right outside the school gates, and then he fried her ass. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off. Ooh, I don't know if I want to read it. Okay. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure. I don't know how else to voice that. What? But... No, this can't be right. Her name. Oh, no. Oh, no. Michio Shiraishi. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, that's why the name seems so familiar. Because the girl, the one that I will be playing later... yeah, okay. Things are getting a little weird now. Yeah. So here's the thing, Butter. Japan sounds way too creepy at night for a foreigner. I mean, obviously this is a game, but Japan is probably, like, top 3 of the most safest places you can be in Asia at 3 in the morning. Absolutely. Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, I think, were the 3 places where, like, I had no problems walking home at, like, 4 in the morning. You know. It can't be. Oh, is that... Oh, okay. So after she reads that, she's gonna go, anyways. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom is past its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar's down from its height, and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Oh god, there's more economy articles. Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership. Either that or taking on like a 50-year loan, in which case, you know, you basically own the bank until, you know, you die. Oh, no, that's not a life for me. This game takes place in the early 80s, I want to say. The city center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. I'm not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. It seems like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. But now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music were all the rage. But now it is all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. Oh, God. I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. Was that what Richter was talking about? Trend seems to have such short shelf life now, with how quickly the times are changing. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. It's young people who are leading the way with their modern world views. My generation will only fall further behind. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. You know what's crazy, though? And I think this is still the case in Japan. High school, like, upper school is not compulsory. It's not compulsory. Like, I think, like, you hear stories about kids who, like, don't even go to high school. I think that's the case now. I don't know if things have changed in the recent years, but I was studying some Japanese history a while ago, and I learned that, primary education, like, you don't even have to go to high school anymore. She's been watching paint dry for the last 10 years. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. She is a rich lady, after all. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce, though. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I mean, also he was like, what, 10? Give him time. Give him time. Maybe he would have been rebellious when he was like 15 or, you know, when he gets into high school. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. Yeah, no, you stop reading when I say you stop reading, lady. I don't really watch much television. It feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. But Father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping, back when it happened. I'm glad about that. Less fuss. Now the comedy boom is over. All the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. Oh, thank God I'm done reading that. Ugh, okay. Oh, God, that was a lot. That was so much. Michio Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week? But that means Mr. Jonochi was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why won't he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? That's interesting. So, I wish I knew how old this paper was. Because as a private investigator, you would think that he would be very, abreast with current events, right? Like, you'd think he would know about this kind of stuff? I don't really know. There's nothing on at this hour. I see no point in turning it on. Well, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I gotta go back to the phone. Yeah, okay. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I've made sure the receiver's on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Watch this phone jump scares us. Called it. That must be him. Hello, Shigima residence. I need some more water. Ah, there we go. Komagata Bridge. Richter called me out to meet him and we came here, to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Also, that mole next to his lip, wasn't it on the left side of his face? I'm confused. That mole is... That placement of the mole is really bothering me. He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder? Okay, well, before I do that, I'm just gonna look around. We're on Komagata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. Files up. Oh, fucking goddamn. Am I gonna have to read about freeways now? Komagata Bridge. One of the bridges spanning the Sumida River. Completed in 1927 as part of the reconstruction effort following the Great Kanto earthquake. It is noticeable for its it is notable both for its distinctive blue arches and the cutting edge why okay, there we go. Oh, okay. For the time, techniques used in its construction. There are many bridges stretching across the Sumida River, each boasting a unique structural form and design. Excuse me. Okay. Just gonna make sure there's nothing else around here. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's talk. Oh my goodness. Alright. I'll go first. There's something I need to tell you. What's up? That mole. Could have fucking sworn it was on the left side of his face, not the right. Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi, the one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, that's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? The student who committed suicide last week? That was her. I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead, only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonochi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? It seems like we're back where we started. Oh, wait, hold on. Fuck, she said that, right? It seems like we're right back where we started. Okay. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something. I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. Huh? In that case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. A food theory! Oh, I hope Matt Pack's doing okay. I hope he gets his retire. I hope he enjoys his life. What a great guy. Oh my god, he's been on YouTube for how long? God. Care to take a guess? I couldn't say. I'm just an ordinary housewife. I'm not clever enough for all this. Are you sure? I'd had you down sharper. I'd had you down for sharper than that. That's flattering, but I'm afraid you're mistaken. Anyway, that's enough speculation for now. The truth will out in time. What the f- Are you not going to tell that theory? God damn it! Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonochi. Please, go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries, looking for curse bearers. I discovered Map Path from Food Theory too, actually. And then it was later I found that he did game theory, and then like I think he did movie theory too. Like he was very prolific. Ooh. First, a tall man I ran into in Kinshibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little. Oh, okay. But he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warigesui Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him, too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul drugs, I'd bet. He'd make a good target. Style theory, what the fuck? Next up is a pair. A young man and woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time, the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Is he not gonna... Wait, is the PI not gonna mention that he meant Shogo? Or does Shogo not exist in this parallel, like, in this... yeah, I don't understand. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits, would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea, if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's gotta be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Did he never gain his curse in this universe? I'm so confused. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into it. Wait, Gaijin Goomba? Oh my lord, okay, that's too funny. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's gotta be up. How do you know where they're from? Near the end of the last stream, he never was meant to have the curse. Whew, you know what? At that point, I think I was just so relieved that it was like, I was ending the stream. Like, I don't think I was really paying attention to what I was reading. I need to go back and watch that VOD. Let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time. I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai. P.I. Oh. Oh. God. Oh. Oh. No, wait. Make that Richter Kai. Investigator extraordinaire. My. An investigator extraordinaire. You should check and see if he's got a lighter in his pocket, lady. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising. Am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. Is it? Oh god, he's making that mouth again. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there are still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Hang fire? What the hell does that mean? Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. He is a smooth criminal, yeah, I know. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Standing around is the last thing I want to do right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. I mean, what other choice do you have, lady? Didn't you want to tell me something? I mean, didn't she? I've already said everything I wanted to say. Oh, okay. Can I... Oh. Okay. Oh. The Sumida River. The water's filthy and horrid, but at night when it's still, it almost looks peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right, because that's where they found her son. Right. Should have guessed. This was where they found him, after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been, how cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me back my son. Day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people... Oh, sorry, it's a dude. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But when the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of the Meideki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So, if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot, we're standing now, right over the river, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking out loud, ma'am. Because I got nothing else better to do at 2 in the morning, for fuck's sake. Well, it's a nice thought. A Class A river that is part of the Adakawa River system, which runs through most of eastern Tokyo and empties into Tokyo Bay. During the Edo period, Sumida's riverbanks played a key role in the transportation of lumber used for construction. In addition to its logistical importance, it was also a place for the common folk to gather and enjoy activities, such as seasonal flower viewing or river bathing, and there exist many wood block prints depicting such activities. The area became plagued with sewage issues when the surrounding environs were industrialized in the post-war period, but the situation has improved since. Many unique bridges span the Sumida River, including the Ryogoku and the Azumabashi bridges, which attract a large number of visitors as sightseeing spots. Massive fireworks displays in the summer are also always sure to draw a crowd. The river has served as a cornerstone for both the city and its people, having both aided in its development and serving as an inspiring backdrop for countless works of art and literature. Oh, God. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years ago now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. And one day, among all the filth and garbage... There was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. What? What the fuck? What? What? It was almost a miracle when you stopped to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that would have left would have an identifiable scar? And that they could tell it's been a murder from the blade marks on the bone? Wait. Are you talking about the Nejima murders? Ah, great, more stuff, more lore, great, okay. So you have heard of it. I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time. I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Oh, jeez. Oh my god, there's so much! Oh god, okay, I need some water for this. Alright. Oh, you've got to hand it to her? Oh god. A notorious case from over 2 decades ago involving the murder of a female high school student. It first came to the attention of the authorities when part of a human left hand was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Testing revealed that it belonged to a missing female high school student. Hold on a second, I gotta move my... Okay. As it appeared to have been severed deliberately, the police launched a murder investigation. A large-scale search of the river was organized, but the highly polluted state of the water made this impossible. Visibility was poor, the stench was intense, and the divers quickly fell ill. They succeeded in recovering only the victim's head and what appeared to be part of her leg before the search was called off. At the time of the incident, the Sumida River was as polluted as it had ever been. Neither fish nor shellfish could survive in it, eventually causing the annual fireworks festival to be called off indefinitely. Over course of the search, the police discovered a number of unidentified human bones. This caused a stir among the public, as several other young women had gone missing in recent years in the Tokyo area, and it was feared that they may have fallen victim to the same fate. Forensic technologies at the time, however, were not advanced enough to determine the identities of the deceased, and the police were unable to open any inquiries. Okay. Due to the overwhelming lack of circumstantial evidence, the investigation ground to a halt until a hitherto unrelated individual came to its attention. During a questioning about a separate incident, Fumichika Nejima, a 36-year-old shop owner with no relation to the victim, divulged details about her that had never been released to the general public. An investigation into his background was conducted, leading to his arrest. Nejima testified that he had snatched his victim from the street and confined her in the underground storeroom of his shop, which also served as his living quarters. He chose her for no special reason, but simply decided she was an opportune target on seeing her walking alone at night. I don't know if I want to read the rest of this. After keeping her locked up for several days, he restrained her. As she screamed silently behind her sealed lips, he... The brutality of his actions shocked the nation when they were eventually reported. I would like to monetize this stream at some point, so... Sorry, I'm not reading that. Once apprehended, Nejima readily divulged the details of the murder, but was less willing to explain his motive. When asked, he would only break down in tears, saying, "I don't know what came over me. I know it was wrong." In the end, the police could extract nothing more from him than expressions of remorse. Although the efficiency of his methods strongly suggest he had committed similar crimes in the past, no corroborating evidence ever came to light. Nejima was sentenced to life in prison at his first hearing. The sentence was imposed with no appeal from the defendant. Whew. Yeah. This game goes a lot harder than I anticipated. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. Oh wait, did he say that? Hold on a second. Okay, no, she did say that. Okay. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. What are you crunching? I am still eating the flavor shot Doritos. Nacho cheesier is the flavor. So it's basically just tiny pieces of nacho cheesier. I have to do this because I can't break for lunch because I'm streaming, so otherwise I would lose energy really fast. Because reading out loud takes a lot of energy, believe it or not. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around there myself. That's right. Which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. I mean, to be fair though, Imagine Dragon and Taylor Swift both have very extensive discographies, so it probably wouldn't be that bad. What if they were like subjected to a lifetime of listening to Milky FINALLY? Or I don't know, who's the band of guys who's saying that My He song? Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, oh wait, no, I don't want to get to it. Yeah, okay. If you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it into the river, that's another really funny music video if you guys want to check it out. It would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after. Fumichika Nejima. The man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? Oh, good night, Keon. That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So, really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. I love deep dish pizza, but I also lived for some time in Chicago, so... Alright, so how about this? What is your favorite deep dish pizza restaurant? Mine is probably a toss-up between Gino's East and there's another one. Fuck. I forget the name. But Gino's East deep dish is really good. I can also eat like only one slice before I'm like wanting to kill myself. Oh, hey Rich, welcome back. With all the darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. I mean, she lost her classmate to it. Why would it be weird if she didn't know about it? But how could I not? After all... Oh, shit. I was the one. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Is she the one who killed her classmate? Who found the hand? Oh, okay. Well, that's... I mean, she already said that in the beginning, so that's not so impactful. She said that. She said... Didn't she say that she saw the hand floating in the river? The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Huh. I guess it just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes. I wonder if he resents me for it. I thought it was implied that she'd already found that she was the one who found the hand, like when we, like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes ago. The Sumida River. I've nothing but awful memories of it. Okay, finally got that check mark. Is something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. So it has. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. Oh, okay. I see what he's stepping in. I see what he's stepping in. So he's implying that Fumichika is out of prison and he's the one who kidnapped her son because she's the one who found the hand. Thanks for giving us a hand on that case. Oh my god, triple. There's precedent for first-time offenders to be allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. Yeah, like give them like a parole officer like they do back in the States. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities, so they won't be recognized in the workplace. Ooh. Fuck. I wonder what that's implying. Do you think they're implying... Oh my god, all these hand jokes and puns, guys. What the hell? Is my chat room just full of, like, dads? Is he implying that, the guy, that, Jonochi might be, Fumichika? But that doesn't make sense, right? Because, I mean, there's no way a school would employ a known murderer who, like, killed high school girls, right? That's crazy. My. I'm trying to think about what other older men have we met. Let's see, there was, the dude who worked as a secretary for, He Who Cheese Something Mama Soap from the first playthrough. And then there was the detective. Yeah. Well, no, because the school is employing him, right? So they told their employers, right? The way you put it. It's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now. Back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I know, yeah, I completely lost the plot too. I'm very confused right now. I don't know if that was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I mean, isn't that something you could just find out on your own, though? You're a private investigator, right? You could just, like, call and be like, oh, is this guy out on parole? No worries, Cabby. Thanks for coming by, keeping an eye on things, but we're all good here. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it. Ooh, The music just died. Employers don't know? I thought they said the employees do know. Hold on a second. I need to look it up. Yeah. See, right here, it says, they keep the employers... right, where's it? Yeah. A secret from everyone but their employers. So the school would have knowledge that, you know, they've hired a killer, a murderer, right? I just remembered something, too. It was me, Dio. Just kidding. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. Oh, the janitor. A janitor, I think, and I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima. Yo, that's crazy. Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. Well, yeah, no shit. He was like, what, 26? So he'd be 46 now? Much thinner than I remember, too. I told myself I was just saying things. Yeah, I think in Japanese penitentiary, you don't... It's not like American penitentiary system. Like you only get, like, one meal a day, I think. If I recall correctly. It's just speaking completely out of my ass from what I remembered from old, like, TV shows, like detective shows I used to watch with my mother. But perhaps it was him after all. What, girl, why are you smiling? She is smiling over there. Nobody suspects the handyman. So, what next? I don't know. Find out if that really is the janitor? I don't know. That seems like something important. The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. All right. Oh, what the? Suspend? What? What? Okay, hold on a second. I gotta save really quickly. I have not saved at all this game. But suspend? Why am I suspending? Oh. Oh, you cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation is changed, select resume to try again. Pressing suspend will return you to the story chart. What the fuck? Oh. This is kind of crazy. Alright, so then I guess I guess we're now stepping into the mindset. This game is long, by the way. We're gonna talk to, Tetsuo Tsutsumi, who is the, veteran detective from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Let's see what he says. They eat 3 times a day. Huh, I don't know what I was reading then. Or watching, or whatever, because I was under the impression it was 1 meal a day. Alright, somebody getting Shadow out of here. What is this nonsense? Tetsuo Tsutsumi, Chief Inspector of the Metropolitan Police Department, 1st Investigative Division, is investigating the mysterious death of a fellow officer. He visits the scene of the incident, the former Yasuda Gardens, with his subordinate, Jun Erio. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. Hey boss, forensics is all done. The crime scene is clean. The other officers have all gone home. It's just us now. There's no way I'm gonna voice this. The park should be able to open back up tomorrow like nothing ever happened. I doubt it'll get many visitors after everything that's happened. You'd be surprised. Lots of people love that kind of thing. I bet they'll be lining up to get in. It's sad but true. People do have a fondness for the macabre. Occult stuff is really popular right now. Did you not know that, boss? Of course not. Look at him. He looks like he's stuck in the 50s. Sounds stupid. Well, it's not exactly rooted in science, but oh yeah, I'm making sure to stay properly hydrated. Actually, sorry guys, I think I'm gonna have a quick banana while I eat. Or while I play. I really do need to make sure to keep my calories up. If my blood sugar, like, goes low, I'm in trouble. I don't know why they didn't ask voice actors. This seems like, yeah. Alright. If ghosts really did exist, we could just ask them who the perp is. Somehow, I doubt it'll be that simple. But you know, I heard that high school girls are really into this spirit board things these days. Oh yeah. Supposedly, you can call on spirits and talk to them by using a board with letters on it. Wouldn't that be something? Shit. I know what it is in Korean, but I forgot what it is in Japanese. In Korean, it's called Punshinsaba, but I forgot what it is in Japanese. Something with a P or a B. P? Pekorin-sama? Pekorin-sama. Sorry. Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone. You could try it out yourself if you're so interested. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Let's give it a go sometime, boss. This guy. Consume spoonfuls of sugar. Hey, sugar is technically no fat, so... What now? Stop messing around. You really think we're gonna solve this case by moving a coin across a scrap of paper? Sounds like you know all about it. He's got a point. We've got to be open-minded. What if that's how police work is gonna be from now on? Oh my god, this guy. How do you make detective again? Ah, Kikuri-san. That's it. Kukuri-san. Kokuri-san. Yep. Kokuri-san. Kokuri-san. Kokkuri. Yeah, Kokuri. That's it. I was like, Pekori. Oh. Don't make me laugh. There we go. Due to the occult craze, divination has become popular among young boys and girls. All one needs is a coin and a piece of paper with letters and numbers written on it. Using these, all one has to do is ask a question for the called upon spirit, and it will move the coin and answer. It is believed to be a tool that was adopted from Western spiritualism and molded by Japanese occult enthusiasts. Though it is considered a form of divination, the ritualistic nature of its usage can cause self-hypnosis or autosuggestion, leading to hallucinations or symptoms similar to spirit possession. Many schools banned these spirit boards after there were several cases of students sneaking into schools at night, in addition to stories of people having seizures when using the boards. That's crazy. Yeah. Thing is, so Taiwan has avocados. Like it's a native thing here, but the Taiwan avocados are not like the avocados back like in other countries. It's a lot more watery. So what they do with the avocados is they turn it into like a milkshake almost. But I don't think I've ever seen people like use that avocado to like say like make guacamole. I think I heard about one person trying it, and he said that it was too watery, and it was not a good substitute for like actual like Haas avocados. Yeah. All right. Oh, listen up, Eddie. Ooh, look at his fish lips. Ooh, fish lips. You can't go blaming the death of your buddy on something like the occult. I don't care if it was ghosts or the occult or what. Whoever or whatever it was that did this. I'll get them. I promise you that. Oh, this guy's such a rookie. Such a rookie. Well, you've got the right attitude, but we don't even know if this is a murder yet. Biases weaken our judgment. Get too fixated on one thing and you stop seeing everything else. That's a good way of putting it, actually. That's very smart. Aye, aye, boss. So, now that we've finished investigating the scene, let's review what we know. Oh, good. More things for me to read. Now? It's getting late. I figured we'd head straight home from here. Come on. We've got to go over all the info we've gathered. And what better place to do that than here at the scene of the crime, where we can soak up the atmosphere and do some much-needed exposition for these people who will play this game, and then we'll break the fourth wall. Soak up the atmosphere? The hell is there to soak up? I like this old man. You must be really into this occult stuff if you get off on being in a place like this. Wait, you mean being somewhere like this doesn't get your heart pumping? No way. No, don't turn this around on me. I'm not the weird one here. Cripes. So here's the thing, Shota. You know the avocado, the Haas avocado? There's a lot that are, farmed in New Zealand. We get a lot of New Zealand avocados, and they are the ones that you see in America and Mexico, or, you know, anywhere in Americas. Ugh, fine. Let's just get this over with. Aye, aye, boss. Oh, God, there's so much. This is where the victim was found. It's clean now. It almost feels like nothing happened here at all. But once an incident like this has come to pass, there's no going back. Good eye, Mike. Good eye, Mike. God, someone stop me. Not that knowing that is any consolation. Surroundings. The former Yasuda Gardens here in Yokohama Ichome were originally built as part of the daimyo's estate back in the Edo period. The park became city property a number of years ago and underwent extensive renovations. There's not a soul around at this time of night. Yeah, no, I wonder why. Quiet doesn't even begin to describe it. I'll have to check it out, Cabby, after this. Alright, let's go to think really quickly. I've got a bad feeling about this case, and my gut is rarely wrong. I knew this would be a treacherous case from the moment we were dragged into it. I wonder if Tetsuo Tsutsumi was also part of the investigation when it comes to Harue's son, Shikima's son. Jun Eryu, a detective in the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, 1st Investigative Division. His rank is sergeant. This is his first time leading a case. It's like he's graduated from rookie to newbie. Aren't they the same thing though? Rookie to newbie? I'm confused. He looks put together on the outside, but acts like a kid most of the time. Honestly. The force could use more people like him, really? Wait, are you sure about that? Because it didn't sound like you were that impressed. Okay. Alright, so let me do a quick search around. Looking around. Oh, pond. This pond. They say it used to flow into the Sumida River. But the river became so polluted that they cut it off. Anything else? Anything else? No. Okay, alright, let's talk. Let's talk about the case. So, early in the morning yesterday, a staff member found the victim collapse here in the park and called the police when they realized he was dead. While there were no obvious external wounds, the fact that he was a police officer— why does he look like that? Was he undercover? He must have been undercover. The fact that he was a police officer and the evidence of a struggle means it's likely that this was a murder. The Sumida office sent it over to us since it involved the death of an officer, and we were tasked with the investigation. Oh wait, I'm speaking like the young guy. What we need to do is figure out what happened and whether there was foul play involved. I mean, ain't y'all gonna do some autopsies and then figure it out that way? Isn't that how you find out if it was natural or foul or not? I think that about sums things up. But, boss? Yeah. Is this case really important enough to assign to someone from the investigation department? I gotta hurry up and eat this banana. I'm starting to track wildlife. I mean, a friend of mine died, so it's important to me, but it's all up to the higher-ups. I'm sure they've got their reasons. Ah, fuck! God damn it! No! I'm marginally allergic to this banana. Oh, my lips are so itchy. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Crap. Alright. Oh, God. We just finished this banana, though. Itchy lips isn't a big deal. And I could use some potassium. Alright, there we go. You know something, don't you? It'll all become clear in time. Try not to worry about it too much. Oh, my lips. Oof. Thinking about it. The only thing we know for sure is the identity of the victim. That means there must have been something special about him, right? Maybe. Maybe he knew something he wasn't supposed. How the fuck did this guy make it up to Sergeant? Some kind of secret or something? Ugh. No, I just have a minor allergy to tropical fruit. It's fine. It just makes my lips kind of get bigger. So I look like I've had a shot of Botox, which is actually really great for a night out, honestly. Yeah. Ugh. You're pretty sharp sometimes, you know that? Really? Okay. If you've picked up on that, you should be able to put the rest together yourself. Everyone ahead of him died? That's too funny. Oh my god. Sorry, I've got some Twix fun bars here. I think I need a little bit more. Oh, crap. Okay, shit. There we go. Alright, really quickly. More. Well. Sorry. I have a really hard time talking right now. This caramel's very sticky. Well, it is our duty to get to the bottom of a suspicious death. Especially one involving an officer. I'm trying to get the caramel off my teeth so I can talk. The victim is Hajime Yoshimi of the Juvenile Division of the Sumida City Community Safety Bureau. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Ooh, which is better, Twix or Snickers? I mean, I like both. I've never met a candy bar I didn't like. Except for, like, Good and Plenty's. Oh, man. Black licorice can go fuck itself. No. 27 years old, single. He mostly dealt with cases involving juveniles and education. Oh, that school is getting, something's happening at that school, Komagata High School. His rank was senior police officer. There are no nuts in a Twix. It's just, the biscuit. Biscuit and caramel. And then it's covered in chocolate. What kind of Twix are you eating that has nuts in it? You knew him well, didn't you? Didn't ya? What was he like? Yes, we were in the academy together. We still went out for drinks together every month or two. He could be a little rowdy, but he was like a big brother to us all. He's even got like the gangster hairstyle, the pompadour. He was kind and cared about his friends. Ugh. For better or worse, he wasn't the uptight type of cop. The man always showed empathy, and I heard he was popular with the locals for it. He treated each and every troubled kid he met with compassion. He had a great track record when it came to rehabilitation. Sounds like we lost a good one. I know, Joseph. There are no nuts and twigs. He might have gotten a Snickers bar, sir. Yes, we did. We truly did. I knew being a cop was dangerous. I knew something like this could happen, but it's never easy when it happens for real. I know the feeling. He didn't seem to care much about climbing the ranks, but he was at the top of our class. Only problem was that he took on so much, he had the most unfinished paperwork, too. I always felt we'd need an unusual guy like him to help us solve all of our unusual cases. Alright, Triple. Have a good night. I hope your wisdom teeth, you know, that gets better. Hajime Yoshimi. Hajime was a police officer with the Sumida City Community Safety Bureau and was primarily responsible for juvenile and education cases. He held the rank of head patrol officer and entered the force at the same time as Jun Erio. Hajime was found dead under mysterious circumstances at the former Yasuda Gardens early in the morning yesterday. Once a rebellious gang member himself, well that explains the hairstyle, Yoshimi turned his life around and used his own experiences to connect with troubled youth as a police officer. While his appearance and demeanor suggested a man who was rough around the edges, he was a passionate, loyal, and caring man at heart, looked up to as a big brother by his peers. Yoshimi achieved stellar results in his work with juvenile cases, but his consistently sloppy paperwork and less than formal attitude essentially doomed his career and had him writing formal apologies on the regular. He left behind a fiancée whom he had been dating since high school. I mean, if he had been dating, he wasn't exactly single, was he? Am I just nitpicking at this point? Don't worry, you're plenty unusual yourself. Me? I was the most normal of my classmates. That's true. If he had this guy, Yoshimi, and, Richter Kai as his classmates, he might have been the most normal. Ooh, Behemoth. Oh, that's a good band. Besides, the real weirdo among us quit the academy a long time ago. 10-10, he's talking about, Richter Kai. There was one even weirder than you. Hajime was quite the bad boy in school, apparently. He ended up with the police a lot. He said the officer in charge was good to him, helped him get back on track. The reason he wanted to become a cop was to pay his kindness forward. Said it was the first time he ever took his studies seriously. That's a good story. Love that kind of thing. Makes me want to have a drink in his honor. Please don't make fun of my dead friend. What? You're the one who was talking about reconnecting with him with the Kokuri-san thing and whatnot. Hey, I said in his honor. You should aspire to become the kind of cop people miss when they die in the field. You say that like it's a sure thing I'll die. Honestly, it's surprising you survived this long. Besides, if I end up biting it, I'm sure you'll be the one who misses me most, boss. Come on, don't be like that. You'll hurt morale. Well, I guess how much I'll miss you depends on how this investigation goes. I can already see it. Erio, no! Why'd you have to go and get yourself killed? I have no idea what's going on in that head of yours. Yeah, that'll be a sight to see. I can't wait. You can't wait for your own death? Get it together, kid. Sheesh, you really are something. Thank you? Oh my god. Why do I still gotta talk to this guy? What about the victim's family? The Yoshimi family is from Kita Senju in Adachi City. But Hajime's parents died a long time ago. He lived there all alone. No siblings or anything. I went to his house a few times for drinks. I was surprised. It was this huge, old-looking place. Like, you know, the kind of place that seems super haunted. And he lived there alone? It looked like the home of an old noble family. It was hard to imagine him being such a delinquent living in a house like that. There's that bias I was talking about. If he's from an old family, I'm sure things were complicated. That's a bias, too. He never talked about any of that, even when we were drunk, so I don't know much about it. Oh, one more thing. Yeah? Hajime was engaged. Yeah, I know, we said that! He had a oh wait, no. That might not have been said, actually, now that I think about it. That might have just been in the portfolio that I had to read. He'd been seeing his fiancée ever since they were in school. Over 10 years. They just started talking about getting married. What was her name again? He showed me a picture once. She was a beautiful woman. Was? What happened to her? Did she die? That's so. How terrible for her. But she may know if there had been anything going on with him lately. We should speak to her. Wouldn't she be like the first person you want to talk to? Yeah, his fiancée may have been his only confidant. I'm sure someone at the Sumida Police Department has already contacted her. I'll look into it tomorrow. Huh? Why is there so much to read? Ah, hey, boss. I looked into the case that Hajime was running. Oh, great. That's the kind of stuff I want to know. God damn. What was Hajime working on the day he died? Well, according to his report from the day before, he had 2 cases involving juveniles. Uh-huh. The first was the suicide of a high school girl. I shouldn't have read that. Who jumped off a building in Kamizawa last week. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. The girl's name was Michio Shiraishi. She was a second-year student at Komagata High School. But it seems as though Hajime had had contact with her even before this incident. Fuck. So she'd been in trouble for some time. That's the thing. About a month ago, he happened to see her walking around town. She looked upset, so he struck up a conversation with her. Alright. He was sure there was something bothering her, but she wouldn't tell him what. Good night. Sorry, I don't know how to read your name. Must have been trouble at home. Oh, is that how to read it? That's what he thought too. It seems he visited her home and spoke to her parents, but they said there was no problem, so there was nothing else he could do. And now she's dead. Then it's possible he could have prevented her suicide then. He must have been devastated. And that's why he was looking into this Michio Shiraishi again. He must have thought that something terrible had happened that drove her to end her life. But ultimately, he never reported the findings of his investigation. I see. And you're thinking that it may have had something to do with her death. His death. We'll have to find out what it is Hajime discovered. Right. Let's check with the Sumida Police Department about that tomorrow, too. There's more? Oh my god! And what was the other case he was working? This one is also related to a Komagata High student. A troublemaker named Hitomi Okuda. She seems to be the leader of a group of kids who get up to no good. Ah, so she's a Yankee. She's a Yankee. Juvenile delinquency. Fun. She was pretty bad for a while. Multiple charges of destruction of property, assault and battery, you name it. Hajime had been working with her for about 6 months and she was finally starting to open up. And then, he met with the girl the day he died. Well, every school's got its problems. But I'm sure he'd be worried about how she'd get on without him. Right, just when she'd finally found an adult she could trust. She might act out without someone to help her through all this, get through this. We'll have to make sure the Sumida Community Safety Bureau does their job. But We can't rule out the possibility that meeting with this delinquent girl had something to do with his death. Then we'll have to interview her too. Ah, yes, you're right. She may have been the last person to see him alive after all. Excuse me, I'll ask Sumida to introduce us tomorrow. Though, who knows if they'll actually let us talk with her. That's what we hired you for. Lay a little boyish charm on them if they need convincing. Ah, yeah, I'm sure they'd prefer me over a scary-looking old man like you, boss. Watch it. I'm still your superior. You ought to act like you respect me, at least. Oh, I thought I was. Oh, you little shit. You were? Shit. Is that just how your generation speaks? You really are a new breed. It's probably just me, actually. Ah, well, don't think you can get away with that with other people. So anyways, boss. Were you even listening? We've got quite a bit to look into tomorrow. First, the 2 Komagata High School cases that Hajime was handling. And we need to speak with his fiancée as well. I believe that's it for tomorrow. Oh my god. Okay, alright. Case notes regarding the death of Hajime Yoshimi, officer with the Sumida police. Summary. Body found at former Yasuda Gardens. Estimated time of death? Estimated time of death, 2 days prior at approximately 11 a.m. Wow. How the fuck do you die at 11 a.m. in... Okay. 11 a.m. Cause of death, acute heart failure, cause unknown. Signs of struggle found at the scene. Efforts to locate witnesses underway. Body discovered by the groundskeeper. Currently investigating the fiancé of the deceased and two female students from Komagata High School that the deceased had contact with as persons of interest. Okay, I already read that. Oh my god, there's so much to read. Oh my god, I don't want to read anymore. Oh, if I'd known this story, if I'd known this game was so much reading, I wouldn't have picked it for a stream. Oh, I'm so tired already. Alright, hold on a second. Let me just save first. Alright, I'm gonna save here, and I'm gonna end stream for today. I'm pretty exhausted. It's a lot of reading. Yeah. Anyways, so that's it for this week, actually. We're doing Discord game night tomorrow, and then I'm off on Saturday or Friday night and Saturday night, but I will be acute heart failure. Oh, Cabby. But I will be back on Sunday night to stream Resident Evil, and I promise. Oh, and by Resident Evil I mean the first one, Resident Evil 1, the remake on Steam. Yeah, I'll be streaming that, and I can assure you there is considerably less reading. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming to my stream. Make sure to give some of my videos a watch. And I will see you next time. Oh, and the VOD for this will be available on Patreon from Patreon viewers. Right. Okay. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on Sunday night. Bye.